Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Rachel Williams begins now.
When the state opposition says LEANNE Valley residents are at risk of a serious bushfire incident. Labor MP Ella Haddad says 150 pine trees, which grew after the 1967 bushfires, could threaten local properties in an emergency. She's launched a petition that will be tabled in Parliament next year, calling on the government to take action to reduce the risk.
Work closely with the council to do what needs to be done to provide the resources that are required to remove this fire risk from Hobart.
Emergency Management Minister Mark Shelton says he's confident fuel loads across the state are manageable.
Around Tasmania, Tas Fire Service, Parks and Wildlife Service and STT working together, organise those. And
in a further statement this afternoon, the government says Labor's claims are petty politics. Police are investigating an early morning ram raid in Longford. A white ute with a flat tray was used to smash a window at the front of the United service station on Wellington Street at around 4 a.m. The offenders failed to break into the business and fled the area. Around $10,000 worth of damage was caused to the store. Anyone who saw the incident or has any information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. A new tourism campaign is aiming to highlight Tasmania's regional towns on a national scale. The state's peak tourism body is hoping to attract thousands more visitors to these areas through the initiative, which has been welcomed by local small businesses.
Jamie SEEGER has run the Hobart BEAD company for almost 10 years. While he operates out of the CBD and a weekend stall at Salamanca, he credits opening a store at Richmond with growing his brand internationally.
Salamanca and Richmond really complemented each other. We often had people that came here and then we'd see them at Salamanca or vice versa. So it was it just sort of joined the circle.
His is one of a number of small businesses operating in regional areas, which is powered by thousands of interstate and international visitors each year.
I think people, come here, they want to learn about the history, the church, the bridge, the ducks, and I think, it's one of the few towns that in Australia that actually has that to offer.
Richmond and other small regional communities are set to be highlighted under the peak tourism body's new campaign, declaring 2020 as the year of Tassie's tourist towns.
There's no better example of that than here at Richmond. I guess the heart and soul of Tasmanian regional tourism as a town that's entire economy and entire community is based largely around visitation.
Also showcasing towns such as Derby and Maydena that have seen growth due to mountain biking trails, as well as Kempton and Oatlands that are seeing investment from the whisky industry. With the industry predicted to see a visitor boom in coming years, the Tourism Council hopes to work with local and state governments to invest further in infrastructure to support this growth.
We want to see these communities invested in and be, as I said, part of that true Tasmanian visitor experience for the next 5 to 10 years. There's going to be a lot more visitors coming to Tasmania. There's going to be a lot more visitors who are coming back for the second or third visits.
EBONY ABBLITT, 7 Tasmania News.
Thousands of candles will help light the night sky, with Launceston Carols by Candlelight about to get underway. Hosting tonight's carols is Joe Palmer, who is on stage getting ready. Good evening, Joe. What a perfect evening for carolling.
Oh, Rachel, I'll tell you what, you couldn't ask for a more perfect evening for carols by candlelight for 2019. Honestly, an hour ago, it was just a sea of green grass behind me here. And in the last 60 minutes, thousands of Tasmanians have literally poured in through the gates to be part of this beautiful evening. They've come with their picnic blankets, with their picnic rugs, and what we're really hoping is that they've come with their singing voices tonight, because the aim of this evening is to make as much noise as we possibly can so that very special man in a red and white suit will join us for a little bit of Christmas cheer. Now, in previous years, Carols by Candlelight has really stressed that they wanted to promote local Tasmanian talent. So gracing these stages have been people from Launceston, Devonport, Hobart who've come for this beautiful night, and it's been children as young as 10 years old right through to those who've graced this stage for more than 20 years. And speaking of seasoned performers, now I'm sure you won't mind me calling you a seasoned performer, the beautiful Denise Sam. Denise has been singing here at Carols for many, many years. It's a really special thing to be part of, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. And actually, just working out, I've been here for 17 years. It doesn't change. That night, the excitement, the amazement at seeing everybody, and just that special moment. We don't often get to see families come together for such an occasion, and they get to sing, and all those memories that we create for them, and that's what lives in our hearts for the rest of our lives. It's just a wonderful night.
It certainly is, and for Denise, a really special night this evening because her beautiful son Hanlon is going to be joining you on stage.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's just come back from Brisbane, and we're singing White Christmas together, even doing a little bit of choreography together, which will be fun. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's such a pleasure, and that's what it's about, isn't it? Spending time with your family, and I'm just lucky I get to sing with him.
Yeah, it's a very special moment. Look, Rachel, every moment here is really special, that's for sure. And above all the money that's raised this evening is to make sure that all Tasmanian families get to have a really special Christmas through the Salvation Army, the City Mission, and also St Vincent de Paul.
It certainly is wonderful. You better have your singing voice on, Jo. Thank you for that report tonight. With Christmas just 3 sleeps away, Tasmanians are busy finalising their purchases ahead of the big day. Retailers say they're seeing strong sales, with many shoppers picking up last-minute items and making plans for Boxing Day bargains.
They've made their lists and they're checking them twice. Shoppers are busy putting the final touches on Christmas shopping for 2019. Local retailers say that business has been steady throughout December, with sales figures similar to this time last year.
Well, for us personally, we're on about a par with last year, and it feels a little bit slower for sure, but figures-wise, we're about the same, so we're pretty happy with that.
Looking at last year's figures to this year's, they're almost the same. So for us, I think it was this last week was about $500 difference.
After a busy day yesterday, seeing a slower start to this morning's trade.
Pretty quiet, actually. Yeah, I was just saying, there's hardly anyone around, but it's pretty early.
With most people already prepared, many were getting the last few gifts needed for family and friends.
So how are you going with the Christmas shopping this year?
Just about all done. Yeah, just getting a few last minute things, yeah.
Pretty good, yeah. Hard to find some stuff, but I think we're good.
Purchasing presents had fallen by the wayside for some, instead donating their time to gift wrapping for charity.
Still a few little things to go, but nearly there, which is good. We're nearly there.
Are you one of those last minute types?
Yes, always.
In Launceston, this gentleman was happy to just sit outside and wait with the bags.
I'm having a rest. Wife's in there doing the shopping, and but no, last minute bits and pieces, just catching up. But it's all good.
While others were happy to brag about being finished with their shopping and looking forward to stress-free days spent with loved ones.
Yeah, I'm done, so I can't wait to open some presents on Christmas and celebrate with my family.
Looking forward to what the big man in red brings and the bargains they'll buy with any funds left over.
I hope to do the shopping in the 26th Boxing Day too, and I just go around and look at and planning to do shopping.
Ebony ABBLITT, 7 Tasmania News.
More than 100 locals have got their hands dirty to help clean up a summer hotspot. Owners of the BRIDPORT Hotel came up with the idea and were shocked with how much rubbish was recovered.
It's a pristine holiday hotspot for many Tasmanians, but you wouldn't believe the type of rubbish washing up on BRIDPORT's coastline.
Picks to great big tyres, but mostly, a lot of plastics, and that's what's concerning.
I can kind of believe it because people just dump stuff.
More than 100 concerned locals today springing into action, shifting their weekend focus from waves to waste.
We got 6 bags and 2 plastic buckets full.
For the BRIDPORT Hotel, the catalyst for the clean-up was viewing the effect on local marine life.
One whale had rope around its jaw, and that's why it ended up, on beaches.
The watering hole supplying beers and burgers while counting the collections. In total, more than a tonne of waste was recovered.
Yeah, it's good to try and get on top of it. Early days, I guess, and you do see it.
Due to the success of the inaugural event, organisers are planning to make it a mainstay every festive season.
We want to make sure we can do our part here in BRIDPORT. This is a town we live in, and we have a responsibility to our environment to care for it.
GARTH, BURLEY, 7 Tasmania News.
Meanwhile, a stunning spell from Glenorchy's Harris Ralph has condemned his home state side to their first defeat of the BBL season. His 5 for 27 off just 4 overs helped the Melbourne Stars to a 52-run win, with the Hobart Hurricanes batsman failing to fire.
After a win in the sweltering heat of Alice Springs, the Hurricanes travelled to Moe in country Victoria to face the Melbourne Stars, the home side making a quick start.
Shot. They'll be rewarded for their shots today. Over the top.
Marcus Stoinis was dropped twice early on, errors that would haunt Hobart. His partner Nick Maddison also taking it to Riley Meredith and Quays Ahmad. Nathan Ellis thought he had Maddison, but replay showed a no ball. Meanwhile, Stoinis was finding his range.
Lean out, Hodgie, you might have been able to catch that.
Meredith finally getting Maddison in the 11th.
Great catch.
Quays ended Ben Dunk's cameo on 19, while Meredith got the vital wicket of Glenn Maxwell next over.
Gone! What a good catch.
Stoinis' 81 helped set a chaseable 164 for the Hurricanes. Darcy Short getting to work early on. Caleb Jewell also lending a hand.
Today. Beautiful shot. Absolutely timed superbly.
Short got to 9 before being removed by Maxwell. His replacement Ben McDermott didn't last long. Out next over to Glenorchy's Harris Ralph.
And gone. He gets a wicket again.
When David Miller went for 7, the Hurricanes were suddenly 3 for 44. Wickets continue to fall. Caleb Jewell out to a screamer from Clint Hinchcliffe in the deep. The run rate climbed above 9 and over as Malenko departed as well.
That one's bowled him, is it? That's bowled him.
Debutant Mac Wright was next out, while Harris Ralph began cleaning up the tail on his way to a 5-er.
Gone! He's knocked him over, Rogers.
Rose had a late hit, but it wasn't enough, with the Canes rolled for just 111. Their next match is against the Melbourne Renegades in Hobart on Christmas Eve. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
And Tasmania's Ariane Titmus has continued her global reign in the pool on day 2 of the International Swimming League in Las Vegas. Swimming for the Cali Condors team, the 19-year-old won the 400 metres freestyle. She looked on track to break her own world record in the first half of the race, but eventually slowed to finish with a time of 3 minutes and 56 seconds.
Good evening. Launceston was the state's warmest today with a high of 24, Burnie 22, 20 in Hobart and a high of 19 in Devonport. Flinders Island, Lowhead and St Helens all reaching 18, 17 across King Island and Strawn and Smithton 23. On the close-up, low-level cloud about the west and far south, while high-level cloud drifted across the state from the south. Further out, low-level cloud mixed with some smoke blankets the New South Wales coast, while an area of mid to high-level cloud covers southern WA and South Australia. Tomorrow shows a split high-pressure system either side of Tasmania, allowing a trough to cross the far south in the morning. Southwest to southerly winds tomorrow 10 to 20 knots, swells up to 5 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. Tomorrow's forecast now: Hobart partly cloudy, Dover 19, 24 in Ouse. In the north, possible late showers right across Launceston, Devonport and Scottsdale. Burnie and Stanley 20, 18 in Strawn. Possible late showers across St Helens and Swansea, Ross 24. The UV forecast: extreme 11s across the state. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast, Tuesday fine with southeast to northeasterly winds. Christmas Day showers are developing in the west and far south in the afternoon, and Thursday light showers in the southwest and east, fine elsewhere. Capital cities mostly sunny about Perth and Melbourne tomorrow, smoke haze at Canberra and Alice Springs 44. And looking at current temperatures, Hobart partly cloudy 17 and Launceston and Devonport both mostly sunny 19. That's all in weather tonight. Back to you, Rach.
Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.